Hi, my name's Paul Nee. I'm 33 years old. I currently live in North Carolina with my wife and 9-month-old son. I am originally from Boston, Massachusetts, so yes, I park the car in Harvard Yard. I hear that at least once a month. I ended up down in North Carolina from way of enlisting in the Marine Corps in 2005. And I did just a little over 7 years. Prior to the Marine Corps, after graduating high school, I went to a private military college in Vermont, and my sophomore year 9/11 happened, and I had something click inside of me that just kind of made me have a wake-up call. I realized I wasn't mature enough yet for the whole responsibility of college, and I'd want to enlist in the Marine Corps. So I went home, got physically and mentally prepared, went down to the recruiter in 2005, said, you don't have to try to sell me. I want to enlist, I want to go infantry, and I want to go as soon as possible. With a look of shock and surprise, he followed by asking me if I had a felony, which I don't. And he then shook my hand and asked me if I like steaks. So I found myself at boot camp 3 weeks later. Within 9 months of being in the Marine Corps, I was on my first deployment to Ramadi, Iraq, which is a urban environment, um, tall buildings, alleyways, and we did that for 9 months. I came home for 8 months and then deployed to Garmsa, Afghanistan for 8 months. Prior to leaving for Afghanistan, I had something happen to me that made me grow up a whole lot faster. A couple months before I left, I got the phone call that my dad had passed away in the middle of the night unexpectedly, and that completely rocked my world. My father was my best friend, my role model, my hero. He taught me so many things about life, what it was to be a man, how to be a great father, the true meaning of a dollar, and how to work hard to earn that dollar. I've learned a lot of valuable lessons from my dad, and that's something that I always strive to make sure that I'm making him proud and living up to the last name that I have every day. When I got out of the Marine Corps, I had to start back from scratch. I was, 29 something, no college degree, jumping back in the civilian world. And I had always promised myself when I was in Iraq and Afghanistan, I used to talk to my Marines about it. I would say that if I ever went back to school, that I would get a 4.0 GPA, sit up front, do all the homework. And I lived up to that. When I got out, I worked a summer job and went to school, and sure enough, made the president's list, 4.0 GPA every semester, and I was really proud of myself. It was, for me, I felt a sense of accomplishment. Unfortunately, I was working as well full time, and during that time, we found out we were pregnant with our first child, which was the greatest blessing ever because we had been trying for a couple of years. So I had to leave school to get a second job. But now I've been offered a full time job with the job I'm at now, which is at a private club. It's basically a country club without the golf course. It's got two restaurants, pool, all the amenities, just no golfing. Um, I'm the front of the house manager, so I oversee all of the staff that work in the restaurant part, servers and hostess, bartenders, and kitchen, make sure everything's running smooth from their end to our end, and then taking care of any guest issues, complaints, requests, anything along those lines, and just making sure everything runs smooth, making sure at the end of the night when they leave, they're happy. I love it because I'm a people person. I get to interact with people all the time. That's kind of one of my strengths is, even if somebody's really mad, ticked off by the end of our conversation, they're going to walk away, shaking my hand and smiling. I try to find common ground, something where they're from, sports team, where their kid goes to college, and then work off of that. And it's genuine. They can feel that. I mean, I don't go there with a fake smile and apologize. I understand them, and I see myself in their shoes. That's something you can always learn from is put yourself in someone else's shoes, and then you might be able to see things a whole lot better. I'm very fair with my staff. I never ask them to do something that I wouldn't do myself. That's just common sense because if they see you doing it, then they're gonna be right there with you. They're gonna know that, you know, you're not just giving orders like a dictator or something, that you're willing to work with them. And then when you ask them to do something down the road, they're gonna be more willing to roll up their sleeves and be right there with you. I always tell my staff that whether you've been here for 3 months, 3 years, or 3 days, always treat that work day like it's your first work day, because then you'll never have any issues. Because on the first work day, everybody's a go-getter. Sometimes people will fade off, but if you treat it like your first day, then you'll be just fine. So, I love that job, but there's only so much potential to grow and expand from there, and I know that I'm capable of a lot of great things, and I'm very hungry to achieve those things. I just, sometimes somebody needs a hand or a break, and when I seen this, I knew I could do this. I could definitely do this 100%. I'm young, I have great ideas, I'm energetic, I think outside the box. When it comes to other people, guests, competitors, or what have you, I like to keep the mood light. But when it's business time, it's business time. I like to crack a joke here and there and keep them, like I said, keep the mood light. I get along with mostly everybody, except unless you're a bully. I don't like bullies. I like to stand up for people that might get attention from those that like that. But for the most part, I can talk to the wall if the wall will talk back. So that's how I would be with them. So when I seen this, I knew this is just something this is not something I would usually sign up for or go out for. But when you know it's a great fit for you and the perfect fit for you, I'm going for it. I want to give my family all the great things in life, and I just need a hand and that one break to get me there. And I feel that this is it, and I know I can do it. And I promise, if you would pick me, or if I was one of them, that you wouldn't be disappointed, and I think you would not regret your choice to go with me. So I hope that possibly I get this shot and show you what a Marine with 7 years military experience, 2 deployments, with a half a degree would be able to pull off, because it'd be pretty miraculous. And it's a story that would be great to tell, and I would love to be part of that story. When I was in Afghanistan, I lived 139 days without any running water, electricity, comforts of home. So a little discomfort, hard work, that's not a problem for me. Carrying 135 pounds of gear on my back for 12 miles without giving up or quitting is possible, then I know anything is possible. Also 130 degrees out while doing that, and I only weighed about 140 pounds at the time. So I don't give up, I don't quit. If there's a will, there's a way, and I hope there's a way that you'll consider taking me on this adventure, because, like I said, I promise that you will not regret this decision. And I hope to meet you one day, and I hope I get to be part of this great chapter. And I just thank you for your time and consideration, and I hope to hear back from you guys. Thank you.